Welcome to this lesson on the alternative definition of the derivative. While most students start with the h approaches 0 method, there is another, often more intuitive way to define the derivative that is incredibly useful in calculus. We will explore the limit as x approaches a. Let's briefly recall what you likely already know. The standard definition of the derivative uses a variable h. This h represents the small distance between two input values. As h shrinks to 0, the 2 points on the graph get closer together, giving us the instantaneous rate of change. Now let's shift our perspective. Instead of focusing on the distance h, let's think about the points themselves. We have a fixed point a, where we want to find the slope, and a variable point x that can move along the number line. The alternative definition is simply the limit as x gets closer and closer to a. To visualize this, imagine the curve of a function. We mark our fixed point at a with coordinates a comma f of a, then we pick a second, moving point at x with coordinates x comma f of x. The line connecting these 2 points is called the secant line. We can calculate the slope of this secant line using the standard rise over run formula. The rise is the difference in the function values. F of x minus f of a, the run is the difference in the inputs. X minus a, this fraction, represents the average rate of change between the 2 points. Here is where the calculus comes in. Imagine sliding the point x along the curve until it gets infinitely close to a as x approaches a. The secant line rotates and changes its steepness. It is approaching a specific, final position. That final position is the tangent line. The slope of this tangent line represents the instantaneous rate of change at point a. Therefore, the derivative at a is defined as the limit of the difference quotient as x approaches a. Let's compare the two side by side. On the left, the standard definition focuses on the gap h shrinking to 0. On the right, the alternative definition focuses on the location x moving toward location a. Both describe the exact same geometric process and yield the same result. Why use this alternative form? It often simplifies the algebra. For example, finding the derivative of x squared at a, we set up the limit, and notice the numerator is a difference of squares. We can factor it into x minus a times x plus a. The term x minus a cancels out cleanly, leaving us with the limit of x plus a, which is simply 2a. To summarize, this alternative definition is fully equivalent to the standard one. It provides a clear geometric intuition of one point sliding toward another, and it can be a powerful algebraic tool when factoring polynomials is easier than expanding binomials.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.